a milestone moment for half the labor force. It's all in the eye of the beholder. First, let's look at this through rose-colored glasses, at women reaching new heights. Mary Barra becomes GM CEO in January, the first woman to head an American automaker. Janet Yellen takes over at the Federal Reserve as the chief. Also a first. In Congress, Senator Patty Murray, she proved bipartisanship isn't dead. She crafted this budget deal with Republican Congressman Paul Ryan. And in the notorious boys club of the tech world, women like Yahoo's Marissa Mayer and Facebook's Sheryl Sandberg, they have broken through. Now, the pay gap is also shrinking for women who are newer to the workforce. Pew Research finds women ages 25 to 34 earn 93 cents to a man's dollar. Yes, I know it's still a gap, but it's a lot closer to parity. But now let's look through those broken glasses, if you will. For all workers 16 and up, that pay gap is much wider. Women earn just 84 cents to a man's dollar. So maybe this isn't the year of the woman. Maybe it's more like 2045 will be the year of the woman. And among Fortune 500 CEOs, let's be clear, women holding only 16.9% of corporate board seats in 2013. That's no real progress for 8 years. That's according to Catalyst. And only 14.6% of chief executive officer positions are held by women. Now, the numbers are only slightly better, by the way. In Congress, there are 20 female senators, about 20%, and in the House, 78 female representatives, that's about 18%. And then there's this Pantene ad. Pantene, the shampoo, went viral after Sheryl Sandberg tweeted it.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere.
It goes on like that for another 40 seconds. You get the idea. Men are bosses, women are bossy. Men are persuasive, women are pushy. A lot of women talking about that ad. Carly Fiorina is the former CEO of Hewlett-Packard, the first woman to lead a Fortune 20 company. Today, she chairs the charitable organization Good 360. She also ran for Senate and advised John McCain during his 2008 presidential run. S.E. Cupp is a co-host of CNN's Crossfire. Nice to see both of you today. Two women with opinions and a lot of experience to talk about these subjects. Carly, let me ask you first. We can celebrate the Mary Barras and the Janet Yellens of the world, but women are still battling these labels in the workplace. They're underrepresented on boards in the corporate suite. Why?
Well, it's a great question. It's not because they're unprepared. You know, there was a time when people said, well, women need time to gain enough experience to serve in those jobs. That's clearly not true. It's not because of a lack of education. Women actually are receiving more education now than their male counterparts, both at the undergraduate and the graduate level. And so I think now we're at something a little bit more profound, and that is that people are more comfortable with people like them. It's just human nature. And so we just need more practice at this. We need more women in more positions so that we stop treating women differently. We still do. We talk about them differently. We scrutinize them differently. We criticize them differently. Women represent half of the population, and they clearly have, we now know, the experience, the brain power, and the education to hold half the jobs.
All right, so this is also something, S.E., that I think Republicans are talking about, too. They want to close this sort of gender gap among voters. I want you to listen to something that House Speaker John Boehner said recently.
Well, I try to get them to be a little more sensitive. You know, you look around the Congress, there are a lot more females in the Democrat caucus than there are in the Republican caucus. And, you know, some of our members just aren't as sensitive as they ought to be.
Most women in Congress are Democrats. Moderate Republicans like Senator Olympia Snowe have left. Does the GOP, S.E., have a problem with women?
Yeah, I mean, the short answer is yes. And while it's reassuring that Republicans are going to put themselves through some sensitivity training, unless they have real live women leading those training sessions, I'm not really sure that they'll get the message. Look, as a Republican, as a conservative woman, I can vouch. I promise you, there are conservative messages that are empowering for women and appealing to women. It's possible to get women voters to come over. And I think Democrats have overreached a little bit in terms of their message of victimhood. That war on women message, I think, is going to fall a little flat. Why? You just laid out how women have been shattering the glass ceiling, how the pay gap is diminishing. There are so many celebrations for women, both culturally and politically. I don't know that that message of victimhood is going to help Democrats the way it did in previous years. But Republicans have got to offer up empowering messages that go along with their empowering policies and explain to women why we have the solutions to some of their problems.
Well, it's interesting because there's policies and there's messaging of policies, and sometimes those are two very, very different things. You know, Carly, let me ask you this about, during the government shutdown, women senators were instrumental in driving the compromise. Research also shows women in management are good for a company's bottom line. We've seen that again and again, by the way. Is there something fundamentally different about the way women lead?
Well, first, let me just expand on the research you're talking about. The research goes even beyond that. We know that when women get engaged in problem solving, no matter what the problem is, it could be disease, it could be conflict, it could be budget reconciliation, as you've mentioned, things get better. The data is crystal clear. The facts are all there. I do think that women tend to approach people with a desire to find some common ground. Women don't necessarily go first to confrontation. They go first, generally speaking, to collaboration. There are always exceptions to this rule. But I think women tend to be natural collaborators. It's why I think women are natural leaders. And just to Essie's point, I think the Democratic Party has made one terrible mistake, and that is, although they're doing much better with single women in particular than the Republican Party is, anyone who assumes that a woman is a single issue voter is downplaying that woman's capabilities. The truth is, women make most of the decisions in the family about health care, about education. Most of the time, it's women balancing the checkbooks. In my house, my husband balances the checkbook, but that's an exception. And so women care about all these issues, and women tend to, we know from the research, both in this country and around the world, that women tend to think outside of themselves. They think about the health of their families, the health of their businesses, the health of their communities, not just their own self-interest.
Yet we have, probably the most dominant figure in politics is a Democrat. Female figure in politics right now is a Democrat. Hillary Clinton, SE, clearly the front runner for the 2016 Democratic presidential nomination. Not a stretch to say she could be America's first woman president. You say she could be in danger of becoming the next Mitt Romney. Why?
Yeah, it was really interesting and underreported. She appeared at a meeting of Goldman Sachs executives, essentially to tell them, don't worry, I'm not here to banker bash. That era of banker bashing is over. The banks aren't all bad. That's not a wrong message. Politically, it's a dangerous message for her. It doesn't really jibe with the new progressive, anti-bank, Elizabeth Warren, Bill de Blasio wing of the Democratic Party that she's going to have to sort of move leftward toward if she wants to have a successful presidential campaign. It's just bizarre ground for her to stake out just now.
I'll tell you something that I think is interesting. When we don't have a year of a woman, then we'll really know it's the year of women.
Exactly right.
I mean, when we keep trying to label these years as year of women, I think that shows.
Not yet.
That says, all right, not yet. Year of the woman,
That's right.
Not yet. Essie and Carly, so nice to see you guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
Coming up, women still hold the purse strings in most U.S. households. Men are still making the long-term investment decisions. We're going to talk to one woman who's trying to change that.
This is the Quicksilver Cashback card from Capital One. It's not the fumbling around with rotating categories card. It's not the getting blindsided by limits card. It's the no game playing, no earning limit having, keep bomb throwing, give me the ball and I'll take it to the house cashback card. This is the Quicksilver Cash card from Capital One. Unlimited 1.5% cashback on every purchase, everywhere, every single day. So let me ask you, what's in your wallet?
Mine was earned orbiting the moon in 1971.
Afghanistan in 2009.
On the USS Saratoga in 1982.
Once it's earned, USAA Auto Insurance is often handed down from generation to generation because it offers a superior level of protection and because USAA's commitment to serve current and former military members and their families is without equal. Begin your legacy. Get an auto insurance quote. USAA. We know what it means to serve.
You make a great team. It's been that way since the day you met. But your erectile dysfunction? It could be a question of blood flow. Cialis Tadalafil for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. you can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medications and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or if you have any allergic reactions such as rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a 30-tablet free trial.
Who are we? We are the thinkers, the job jugglers, the up-all-nighters, and the ones who turn ideas into action. We've made our passions our life's work. We strive for the moments where we can say, I did it. We are entrepreneurs who started it all with a signature. LegalZoom has helped start over 1 million businesses, turning dreamers into business owners. And we're here to help start yours.
This is a story of survival. A tale of life over death. This is a story about love. There will be tenderness. There will be separation. There will be reunion. There will be new life.
CNN Films presents the Academy Award-winning film, March of the Penguins, Thursday night at 9 on CNN.
Beyonce, Baldwin, Boston, Babies, Baddies, Budget, Painter, Blackout, Blackberry. What stories were you talking about this year? CNN's Tom Foreman brings you all the best, all the worst. December 30th at 10, only on CNN.
All right, slowly, women are breaking through the glass ceiling in more industries, and the pay gap is narrowing, especially among millennials. But when it comes to investing, it looks more like this. June Cleaver, Leave It to Beaver, the 1950s. Women decide where to buy things, how to spend the money, like groceries, utility bills, the mortgage, etc. But managing the family portfolio, that tends to be the husband's job. 42% of women say they are very uncomfortable taking on investment risk. 28% of men say the same thing. Alexa Von Tobel is on a crusade to change this. She's the CEO and founder of LearnVest.com, a program that empowers everyone to take control of their personal finances. She's also the author of Financially Fearless. And welcome to the program. So nice to see you. Now, 2 stats that your team sent us that I think really explain a lot. First, a survey finding 95% of women control the financial decisions made in their households, but 86% of women believe they're unable to choose financial products. Why?
So I love talking about this, obviously trying to change it. So in general, women are the chief household officer. They're making all the spending decisions. They're sending kids here and there, travel, vacations, everything. But when it comes to picking financial products, things like insurance, thinking about your portfolios, first, we've never been educated. We are not taught in high schools, colleges across the country. And then obviously, as you just said, we see that it tends to be something that men used to deal with. Women manage budgets, men manage investments, and it's really just time to change that.
So is it a legacy thing? Because men aren't taught these things in high school either. So where are they getting it by osmosis?
I was just going to say, so women may be less comfortable doing it, but men are also still uncomfortable. What we're finding is no one out there is really great when it comes to tackling their finances, figuring out how to have a financial plan, and it's just because it has not been yet accessible.
Which is why sort of financial literacy, I always say, is gender unspecific, because we all need to do a better job. But women sometimes can be better investors than men, and especially, you know, this not wanting to take on a lot of risk, sometimes that can help you.
That can help you. So particularly women, when it comes to investing, tend to be better investors because they're more thoughtful in making decisions. Once they make a decision, they buy and hold, whereas men tend to trade significantly more. When the going gets rough, they'll try to get out of things, and so we do find that women tend to be better long-term investors.
This is the time of year where people overspend, they overeat, and then they try to lose weight, go to the gym, and have a financial plan in the beginning of the year, and then you fall off the financial resolution bandwagon. I like to use birthdays maybe as a better, you know, this is not the time of year to try to like tackle a whole new financial you. But what is a trick that maybe you could tell somebody this time of the year to sort of think 2014, I'm going to get it together?
Yeah, so the most important thing you can do is say, I'm going to take the first step. And again, that's why LearnVest offers a free financial checkup on the phone. It's free. You get on the phone, and we can tell you there's 3 things that you should be on track for, whether or not you're on track. And we always say, just take the first step, and then we can take it from there. But you have to put your hand up, and the book's called Financially Fearless because you have to rip the Band-Aid off. And none of us feel great about money. As I just said, none of us ever were educated on it. So if you don't feel great, that's okay, but it's time to take the first step.
There's a misnomer, too, people who think, I don't have enough money to be saving and investing, and that's absolutely the wrong tack to take.
That's right. When you have less money, it's actually more fundamentally critical that you have a financial plan because that next dollar must go in the right spot. Whereas if you have a lot of money, you still need a plan, but you're probably in a much better position. So financial planning is for everyone, and we're here to say it shouldn't be a luxury product. It really should be a mass consumer product.
So make it a New Year's resolution if you must. If you're too scared of a New Year's resolution about your money, wait till your birthday. But at the very least, check it out. Thank you so much, Alexa Von Tobel. Nice to see you. Coming up, she might call herself a nerd, but Marissa Mayer has, well, she's made Yahoo cool again. More on the business of being the highest paid CEO under 40. That's next.
What kind of energy is so abundant it can help provide the power for all this? Natural gas. More than ever before, America's electricity is generated by it. ExxonMobil uses advanced visualization and drilling technologies to produce natural gas, powering our lives while reducing emissions by up to 60%. Energy lives here.
Chevy year-end events, great time to buy an all-new Silverado.
This interior is incredible.
And that nav is perfect for my long trips up north this time of year.
Oh, how far up north?
Akron.
Akron's nice.
Chevy's giving more. This holiday season, Chevy's giving more during the calendar year-end event. Trade up to the all-new 2014 Silverado All-Star V6 for a total value of $5,250. See your local Chevy dealer today.
What if we could keep enough plastic waste to cover Mount Rainier out of landfills each year? By using one less trash bag each month, we can. And Glad Force Flex bags stretch until they're full, so you can take them out less often.
Yo, give it up, dude. Up high.
Okay.
Up high.
Don't you have any useful apps on that thing?
Who do you think I am? Quicken Loans?
At Quicken Loans, our amazingly useful mortgage calculator app allows you to quickly calculate your mortgage payment based on today's incredibly low interest rates, right from your iPhone or Android smartphone. One more way, Quicken Loans is engineered to amaze.
As scared as I was, Christian Mingle made it so easy. I never thought I could be this happy, and until I was with him, I didn't realize how incomplete my life was. He's my second chance.
Join ChristianMingle.com today.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and anything can happen.
Take our clothes off now?
CNN New Year's Eve with Anderson Cooper and Kathy Griffin starts at 9 Eastern.
I don't know why they allow us to do this every year.
I love it.
Your snoring sounds like a freight train. It's not healthy for you, and it prevents your partner from sleeping at all. You may search for solutions like nose strips, sprays, and other gadgets, but the proven way to eliminate snoring is to widen your airway. That's what dentists do with custom devices, but they cost thousands. Now there's an affordable solution. Introducing Z-Quiet, dentist designed and cleared by the FDA. Z-Quiet gently positions your lower jaw slightly forward to widen the airway and stop your snoring. Z-Quiet is comfortable and easy. It doesn't require boiling, fitting, or sleeping with a closed mouth like other mouthpieces. It's ready to use right out of the box. The soft material and patented flexible hinge provide comfort to stop your snoring the very first night.
So I ordered it, and it worked the first night. The snoring stopped instantly once I started using it.
Amazing for me.
Try Z-Quiet for 30 days for only $9.95. If Z-Quiet doesn't solve your snoring, send it back and never pay a penny more. Stop snoring now. Get Z-Quiet.
I'm Jake Tapper, and this is CNN.
How's this for a vote of confidence? Yahoo stock is up almost 160% since Marissa Mayer became CEO last July. She's changing Silicon Valley and breaking stereotypes as she goes. Here's a look at the business of being the most talked about woman in tech. Flashy acquisitions, a debate about women having it all, and a buzzed about Vogue spread, Marissa Mayer has put Yahoo back in the spotlight. She's the highest paid executive under 40. She earned $36 million last year, including stock options.
The job is really fun.
In 1999, she was Google's employee number 20, its first female engineer.
My first 5 years at Google, I pulled an all-nighter in the office at least once a week.
She's credited with that clean look at Google, and she's overseen key projects like Gmail, Google Maps, even the search page. When Yahoo came calling in July 2012, she became the president and CEO of a company in turmoil, the fourth leader in less than 4 years.
I knew that the job would be hard.
And the first Fortune 500 CEO to take the job while pregnant. That sparked nationwide debate about women having it all. Critics appalled when she took only 2 weeks of maternity leave and then worked from home.
The baby's been way easier than everyone made it out to be.
But she upgraded Yahoo's policy, 16 weeks paid leave for mom, 8 weeks for dad. She replaced BlackBerrys with iPhones and, following Google's lead, gave employees free food.
Yahoo is a really fun place to work.
But she wants work at work. No more working from home. Mayer has given Yahoo a new logo, new apps, a new homepage, and new talent like Katie Couric. She's led Yahoo in acquiring almost 24 startups, including the $1.1 billion purchase of blogging platform Tumblr to attract younger users. One of the most powerful women in business, she's worth an estimated $300 million.
It's God, family, and Yahoo in that order.
Fashion, not in the top 3, but something she's now known for. She's appeared in an eye-catching 2-page spread in Vogue and reportedly paid $60,000 at a charity auction to have lunch with Oscar de la Renta. At 38, she's at the very top in Silicon Valley. She lives at the top of the Four Seasons. The business of being Marissa Mayer is rewriting the code for women in tech. Up next, women in the workplace and men in the home.
Who earns more?
I do.
By a wide margin.
Working moms and stay-at-home dads, how they're redefining work-life balance. Next.
IHOP invites you to our house for the holidays. We're serving holiday hotcakes featuring new raspberry white chocolate chip. And we're making holiday meals all day at IHOP. And for dessert, our indulgent new crepe cake. Come share the holidays at IHOP. You're always welcome at our house.
It's Donut Friday at the office, and I'm low man on the totem pole. So every Friday morning, they send me out to get the goods. But what they don't know is that I'm using my Citi Thank You card at the coffee shop. So I get 2 times the points. And those points add up fast. So sure, make me the grunt, because I'll be using those points to help me get to a beach in Miami. And all the big shots will be stuck here at the Cube Farm.
The Citi Thank You Preferred Card. Now earn 2 times the points on dining out and entertainment with no annual fee. To apply, go to Citi.com/thankyoucards. Don't disguise bad odors in your trash. Neutralize them and freshen with Glad Odor Shield with Febreze.
Yes, it's a good day for singing a song, and it's a good day for moving along. Yes, it's
With so much competition, finding the right job is never easy. But with the nation's largest alumni network, including those in key hiring positions, University of Phoenix can help connect you to a world of opportunity. Let's get to work.
This is a story about love. There will be separation. There will be reunion. There will be new life.
CNN Films presents the Academy Award-winning film, March of the Penguins, Thursday night at 9 on CNN.
Santa's coming to town! This December, CBC is your home for the holidays. All your favorites, all in one place.
Oops, got a little knot here. You work on that.
I think Santa feels a little buzz. The magic begins this December. So get in the spirit. CBC is your home for the holidays.
Shoot it, attaboy!
What does it take to make our children happier? How do we make them healthier, stronger, and more confident? We bring back play. At Participaction, we say, dust off the bike helmets and revive hide and seek. Let's give them 60 minutes a day of the physical activity that kept us happy and healthy when we were kids. Let's bring back play. Participation. Let's get moving.
I'm Wolf Blitzer. This is CNN.
4 in 10 U.S. households with kids now include a mother who is either the sole or primary earner for that family. And that's leading many couples to rethink who's doing all that laundry, carpooling, and homework help. Poppy Harlow joins me now. Hi, Poppy.
Good to see you. I mean, this is a phenomenon we've been seeing happening, but it's happening more and more now as more and more women become the main breadwinner in the household. Men are doing a lot more work at home, and we met up with a few dads who are happily taking on these new responsibilities.
Who earns more?
I do.
By a wide margin.
Welcome to life with the Weddies and the Landrys.
Come on.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll see you tonight.
Yes.
I'm out the door by 7:45 and on my way to work, and then that's when Dave takes over full time.
You're tired and hungry and you don't miss a day.
Professional stay-at-home dads and their working wives bringing home the bacon.
We have a little Star Tower. He loves it.
He has his little cars, his Hot Wheels.
Did this take mental adjustment and deriving your worth from something other than your job?
Yeah, there would be days when I'd be at the supermarket amongst all the other moms shopping, and I'm thinking, I'm home, they're home, I should be working, but I'm with my kid. What do they think of me?
Nearly 40% of married working women in the U.S. now out-earn their husbands, a trend that's been steadily increasing since the late 1980s. That despite the fact that women working full-time still earn a median wage lower than men.
Women are on track to become majority breadwinners in families where women work, and most women do work. If we keep going at the same rate, by 2030, a majority of working wives will out-earn their husbands.
Liza Mundy is the author of The Richer Sex.
Long-term structural changes in the economy are favoring women.
The pill, education, and the man session.
The recession happened, my job started to become harder and harder, and she was making more.
Today, 57% of college students are women, and more women are getting master's degrees and PhDs than men, which is translating into higher paying jobs.
Do you guys think we're seeing a societal shift here? Something pretty dramatic?
I think so. It's just the recession put a lot of people out of work, and it gave women the opportunity to say, look, I've gone to college, I have I can do this, I'm going to prove myself, and men now have to prove to themselves, to the world, that they can anyone can stay at home with their kid.
I think the recession also taught people that your job doesn't define you, and if you do, it'll crush you.
Does this mean the downfall of men?
It by no means is the downfall of men. I think it's a real liberation for men in terms of not being trapped by that job that you hate, that you feel like you had to take just to support a wife and children.
Best part is I still get to enjoy being a litigator as well as being a mom.
I'm really genuinely honored that he has the ability to do this.
Absolutely. You know, we first spoke to the Landrys and the Weddies about 18 months ago, and we caught up with them again. They're doing great. The Landrys have gone from renting to owning their own home. Today is actually their 9th anniversary of the day they met, so congrats, guys. You know, Brett also told me that he couldn't be happier with their arrangement. As for the Weddy family, David Weddy is still a stay-at-home dad. He says Aaron and he are doing well with their work-life balance. Second child, maybe Christine down the road, but they're pretty busy with 2-year-old Alex right now. But what was interesting to me, David had started this stay-at-home dads group, and he said it has grown exponentially since we first met them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's seeing more and more.
I bet. How great to have a CFO at home who is like running things, handling it all.
Absolutely.
And, you know, it's one thing. It's never really 50-50. It's 75 and 25, and then 25 and 75. I mean, that ability to go back and forth and to share like that.
And if you can do it, I mean, in a lot of cities, you just can't afford to not both work. But in some places, you can, or if some people have high-paying jobs, you can.
Yeah, and then there's childcare. I mean, then you look at how much it's costing for childcare if both parents work, and sometimes you make that trade-off. It's nice to see you. Thanks, Poppy.
Thanks.
Thank you for starting your Saturday Smart with us. Coming up on a brand new Your Money at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to ring in the new year by counting down 2013's biggest moments in business. Number 4, the government shutdown. 16 days causing billions in economic damage. Number 3, Healthcare.gov's rollout goes from glitchy to catastrophe. Number 2, JP Morgan agrees to pay $13 billion to settle charges it misled investors. What's number 1? Tweet me and see if you know what it is. And then you can find out for sure at 2 p.m. Eastern on an all-new Your Money.
Target says your debit card pins are safe and secure, but it admits the data was stolen in a massive security breach. What to do if this happened to you?
A difficult rescue operation at the bottom of the Earth as other vessels try to reach a ship trapped in the Antarctic. What's the problem? Ice and more ice.
And a massive fireball lights up the sky across several Midwest states. Was it a chunk of rock? A chunk of ice? Maybe burning space junk? We're going to take a closer look. Good morning, everyone. I'm Deborah Fayrick.
I'm Victor Blackwell. It's 10 o'clock on the East Coast, 7 on the West. You are in the CNN newsroom. Out-of-work Americans bracing for a harsh new reality this morning. Jobless benefits for the long-term unemployed. People who haven't had a job in more than 26 weeks are being cut.
And those cuts may leave many wondering how they're going to survive, how they're going to pay for basics like food, even housing. CNN's Sunlin Surfati has more.
This is what the last 6 months have been like for Paul Halsey.
I've answered over 500 want ads just on one website alone.
At 52, he's been out of work in educational publishing, and now another blow. He's one of 1.3 million Americans losing unemployment benefits. On average, they've been getting $300 each week. Halsey's check wasn't nearly enough to cover the $1,100 rent on his New York apartment, and now it will stop coming.
I won't be able to buy food. I won't be able to pay my bills.
Extended unemployment benefits beyond the usual 26 weeks were started during the Bush administration to help Americans hit by the recession. Since 2008, they've been renewed 11 times. But not this time. Congress failed to pass an extension in the budget deal, teeing up a nasty fight for the new year.
It's going to be classic messy Washington politics over an issue where the two parties just don't have a united view. This is one of those issues that the right flank wants to fight on.
Some Republicans say it's time to end the program altogether. They argue it's too expensive. A year's extension costs $25 billion. People have gotten dependent, and they say the economy is strong enough now without them.
When you extend benefits to, 73 weeks or 99 weeks, it encourages some people to stay unemployed too long, and that makes it increasingly hard for them to get back into the workforce.
Democrats say benefit checks get spent right away, spending that's necessary to boost the economic recovery.
This is what these people need in order just to get by, and it's what the economy needs in order to keep its momentum. Removing this bare minimum safety net, beyond just being cruel, is not going to be productive in terms of getting them back in the labor force or getting them a job.
But the political blame game doesn't help Paul Halsey's new reality.
It's extremely stressful. I mean, I've gotten physically sick. I haven't been able to sleep.
Sunlin Surfati, CNN, Washington.
Well, it's a battle of man versus nature in Antarctica. Nature now is winning.
Yeah, well, researchers and other passengers of a Russian expedition vessel thought that they were about to be rescued. Then the polar weather kicked in, stopped Chinese icebreakers just right in its tracks.
And just 6 nautical miles away, which might as well be 600, because all they have to do now is wait. They can't get there and try to reassure frantic friends and family.
It's the 28th of December 2013, and as you can see, the weather's closed in. We've got some snow falling, but it's not too windy. Unfortunately, the weather forecast is these sort of conditions to continue for the next few days. It's our 4th day now trapped on the Schakowsky, and we thought it was important to let family and friends know that everyone is okay.
Just amazing to watch them broadcast from the South Pole. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to wait forever for a rescue. CNN's Isa Suarez joins me from London. And Isa, what happened to the Snow Dragon?
Well, Deb, like you said, it was so close, yet so far at the same time. The Snow Dragon was approaching the Russian vessel. It was about 6 nautical miles away when the decision was made it couldn't go any further. Basically, the ice was just too thick. There was too much of it. So the Snow Dragon had to return, basically go reverse on from the channel it created to the open sea. Now, it hasn't completely abandoned the Russian vessel. It's still in the vicinity and ready to assist should it need to assist.